I'm April Shwe-Paul, and this is my husband,
Shwe-Paul.
and today we're going to be sitting down to give some relationship advice and tell you a little bit about how we've overcome challenges in our relationship and how we've grown together as a couple over all these years. So let's get into it, guys. Alright, just to quickly let you know, if you don't know us, me and Bobby have been together for 8 beautiful years, and we've been dating since I was a teenager and he was in his early 20s. And we've been through a lot together. We've been through ups and downs, you know, losses of family members, through redundancies, through all kinds of things as well. And our relationship has just gotten stronger and stronger over the years. So we thought we might sit down and share some of our advice for you guys if you wanted to know a little bit more about how to strengthen your relationship through not only the good times but also the hard times as well. What has been the toughest challenges you had faced and overcome in your relationship? With this relationship, it would be trust, and it was due to just me being really young at the time. I was 18, 19 when me and Bobby first got together, and so it was, you know, down to insecurities and things like that. So trust was a massive thing, especially because of my previous relationships as well. How we overcame that was just Bobby continuously proving that I could trust him, that you know, he will honor what he says, and all that good stuff, and also communicating the fact that, you know, that's something I struggled with as well to him, and we worked through that together, and now we're stronger than ever. But it did take a while. I'll say, you know, maybe it took 3 to 4 years before we really built a solid foundation of trust between the two of us. It's a two-way street, it's not a one-way street, so you need to give back what you want from the other person as well.
And for me, it would be just tell her how I actually feel instead of, you know, holding back my feelings to any situation. So when it came up a situation where it annoyed me, I'm a person that likes to avoid a lot of things, I'll push to the side. So if I felt a specific way about something, or if she would ask me why I'd done something, I would always be like, oh, nah, babe, you're right, I'm sorry. Or what can I do to make it, should I buy you dinner? So instead of like, you know, actually speaking with her and telling her how I really felt, I always just brush it to the side and just try to carry on from that, which at the time that was the way I dealt with it, because I didn't want to, like, you know, make a situation any worse. Because if I did tell her, she'd probably be even angrier with me. That's how I thought at the time. So that's why I didn't really tell her. So then after a little while, when I proved myself to her that I really want this to work, I started opening up. I told her why I felt that way. Well, instead of avoiding how I actually felt, I just told her how I feel, because for me it's only fair, because she's always telling me how she felt, and then if I'm like, you know, not really giving her the same back, it's not fair on her as well. So she's giving me, like, you know, she's giving me 100% transparency, then I'm not telling her the entire thing, so that would tie in with her whole trust thing as well. So instead of hiding it, I just, you know, ended up telling her, which has actually helped to make our relationship much stronger in the end, because, you know, when I actually ended up telling her like how I really felt about things in the first time, she started crying just because, you know, like I said, I brushed it to the side. So when I actually told her, it made a big difference to our relationship.
I think when you bottle it up, you see it from your perspective, so you don't understand, or you don't fully see the other person's perspective. So for example, like, let's say while we were on a honeymoon, for example, we were on our honeymoon, there was a miscommunication that happened where, you know, Bobby gave me his phone and he turned around and he had his backpack on, so I thought he wanted me to put his phone into his backpack for him. So I started opening up, but as I was trying to open it up, he walked away, but then it ended up pulling him back a bit, which made him really annoyed, but he just thought I was pulling him back because I was annoyed at something, and so it turned into a tense situation, and then when we got to the other side where we were getting transported to the other island, I stopped him and I said, hey, we need to have a talk, because I realized that, you know, he was upset about something, or he may have misread the situation, and I misread the situation as well, because we hadn't communicated about what that was all about. So it was quite on the boat right onto the other side.
So she sat like in the middle of the boat and I sat right at the front.
Because for me, I was only just trying to help him, and then for him, he was like, oh, that was really rude, she pulled me for no reason. But because we didn't have a chat right then and there, we both had our own stories that we went off of, which caused a bit of a miscommunication. And then when we sat down on the other side and just said, hey, this is my version of events, what's your version of events, and vice versa, it really really cleared things up, and then we were like, okay, right, so I didn't see the full picture when that was happening. And, you know, there's numerous times in our relationship when that has happened, and that's why, like, over time we realized, hey, when things like this happen, it's better to just sit down right away and just clear the air and not let it linger or build up into something bigger later on, and just brushing it aside. With everything, it accumulates, and if you don't talk about it, it's gonna turn into something much bigger later on. The next question that we got submitted is, do you believe in the concept of twin flames? Now, me and Bobby had to Google this because we had no idea what that was. All of that. Ooh. Bobby, is that your twin flame messaging?
Sorry about that.
So, soulmates, yes, Bobby is my soulmate, but twin flames, unsure. Maybe tell us in the comment section what twin flames is and what your experience with it has been, and maybe we'll elaborate on this later.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect. Do you argue, and how do you resolve with it if you do?
Hell yeah! No, yes, of course. After 8 years of being together, you can't go without a few quarrels. Quarrels? Quarrels?
Arguments.
Disagreements and arguments. Yeah. So after 8 years, you really, you know, hey, we're human. Everyone argues now and again. Everyone has disagreements. Everyone has different views of the world and love languages and all sorts of things that are going on. So you do have times when you don't agree with each other. And mainly for me, I understand myself, and I know that if I'm angry, I need to have some alone time, and I need to get away from that person, because I might end up saying something that I don't mean, because I can be a bit hot-tempered in the moment if I'm upset and, you know, passionate. So I will just not say anything and just walk out of the room and just go calm down before I come back and discuss with Bobby what upset me and how it made me feel, and then resolve it from that standpoint, because I know that if I went from then and there, it's just going to be a bloodbath. It's not going to be pleasant for either of us, and I'm going to regret it, and he's going to feel bad, and so we just avoid that, and over time we've learned that that's how we resolve arguments or disagreements. We'll just calm ourselves down first, so that we can, you know, come back and talk as adults and not like children when you tend to do when you're angry and upset. And there's many incidences where we won't talk about my hot-temperedness. Like that time when you hit me in the head, and then I stormed out of the car, remember? And I was like, I'm walking home. And then I just walked, and then I went and bought this popsicle, and then I was just like, this popsicle will make me feel better. And Bobby's following me in his car slowly as I walk up the hill, and then I dropped the popsicle, and I got even more mad. And I was like,
And then she picked it up, and then she.
And I was like, I bet Bobby's laughing at me right now.
I was trying not to. That's not sure. I was trying my best not to, but but it was funny because I made a bit of traffic, so I was in the car just like following her right all the way back home. So walked from probably like 15 good minutes. But it was an experience. All right, the next question is, how did you know that she or he was the one? Ooh la la. So I'll go first. So with this, it wasn't hard. Like it was so hard. No, just for me, it's she stuck with me through thick and thin, like
ride or die.
Through the good and bad times. So when I first started dating her, when we were like friends, when I thought we were actually dating, but she was with me as a friend. I used to work at a furniture removal, which was awesome, but it was funny because when it came to money, I was on a full-time job, and then she was like, you know, getting student allowance. So she was getting the student allowance, and then I was like full-time payment, and she was saving more money than me. So through that time, she taught me how to save. She taught me how to, you know, raise my standard, to do so many more things that I didn't think I'd be able to do. So she helped me to believe in myself more, and
that's cute.
Through thick and thin, she was there for me, and she helped to make me a better person. I didn't have to. When I came to love, and when I thought about someone, it was always her. And that.
So sweet.
When she asked me to do things like drive 2 hours all the way to the place where I picked her up for, I didn't even think about it. I went straight away. So so that would be me.
No, that's so sweet, darling.
Thanks. You're welcome.
So The reason I knew he was the one was because he not only put up with but also understood my extreme lengths I went to hide our relationship from my parents.
Oh, yes.
Not only because it wasn't because I was embarrassed or anything like that, it was because my parents were crazy strict. And my last boyfriend they found out about me having when I was 18 pretty much guilt tripped me into breaking up with him. My mom pretty much saying, if you love me, you'll break up with him. So because I really love Bobby, I really didn't want to break up with him, so I was like, okay, I can't let them know I have a boyfriend.
So thank you, Mum.
So yeah, thanks, Mom.
Thank you, Mum.
For making me break up with my other ex, which yes, thanks, Mom. Parents always know what's best. And yeah, I mean, look, he put up with not only me putting up my seat all the way back in the car and sometimes putting blankets on myself to hide that I'm in the car with him, so that in case my parents were driving around.
So if any of my friends came in the car, April would. It was funny because I'll be driving the car, she'll be in the passenger seat, and then I have a friend in the back, and then she'll like pull the seat all the way back and lie down. The person next to her, it was like she was in the back seat. So how long did we do that for? About 3 years?
Yeah.
3 years.
3 years before I graduated university, because I knew that was the main reason they wanted me not to be in a relationship, so I could focus on my education and have a better future, which I knew was all coming from a place of love. And also, before all of this pandemic, we were social distancing a long time ago when we were in public. I'd make Bobby walk on the other side of the mall with me so that if my parents saw us, I wouldn't be walking next to them, so they wouldn't assume anything. If we were in a restaurant, like...
So she would, like, so if we went to like a dinner place, like in Mission Bay, for example, it's like a beach in Auckland. So she'd be like, you wait in the car first, and I'm going to go, give about 5 minutes, she'll jump out of the car and she'll start walking to the place. And then like, I'll have to get out, and they'll start walking, and then she'll turn around, and then she'll tell me to go on the other side of the road. So then the restaurant says she'll go on the other side of the road, then I have to walk on the other side of the road, and then across the road as well, so...
Yes, so because he put up with my crazy, extreme lengths, I went to hide our relationship from my parents, because deep down I just didn't want to break up with him, you know. I knew if my parents found out, they may try to make me break up with him again and say, hey, you gotta wait till after uni to have a boyfriend. So yeah, I'm glad he understood, because not a lot of people would understand, and that's how I knew he loved me.
I actually thought the big day when I was going to meet her parents was at a uni graduation. So I came along to that, I was like, oh, this is going to be the day. And then I realized I was sitting by myself for about 2-3 hours through the whole graduation, and I didn't meet them until that Christmas. Yes. It was a couple months later.
Yes, where he dressed up as a pastor.
Oh,
and
yes.
He needed all the help he could get.
Yes, I dressed up with my black shirt and a white tie. Pretty much as I said, I needed all the help that I could get, so it helped. What has strengthened our relationship over the years, April?
To be honest, long drives. That's probably one of the biggest things for our relationship. We've gone on a lot of road trips together where we've had hours and hours together, and being able to have deep and meaningful conversations during that time that helps you understand your partner and helps them understand where you want to be in the future, and a bit about your past as well. I can't even, begin to describe what that has done for our relationship in terms of how close we've gotten from those conversations. And when we go traveling together, that's what we really find, that, during those drives, for example, one that's really memorable in my head is about maybe 3 or 4 years into our relationship, we had a road trip to Tauranga, and we were driving from Tauranga to Rotorua, which was a few hours drive at night time. And we just had this really, really deep and meaningful conversation about our pasts and, our childhoods and where we come from and what we want from our future and our shared values in that aspect. And that really just strengthened our bond and made us really feel like we knew the other person to the depths of their soul a little bit more. Those are our top relationship advice tips for you today. I hope you've enjoyed, and in the comment section below let us know what tips you have for other people as well. And also check out my husband's page, Bobby Shwe-Paul. He's got some fun content that you'll enjoy as well. Other than that, have an amazing rest of your week, and I'll see you back here next week.
See you later.
Bye.
Ka kite.